In 2016, a California woman named Katie Johnson filed a report claiming that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein sexually assaulted her when she was 13 years old. Now, this would fit the pattern of behavior we've seen from Jeffrey Epstein, but nothing ever came out of this report. In fact, Katie Johnson went into hiding, but this report has been resurfacing on Twitter over the past few days and getting 50,000 likes, 80,000 likes. It's been going incredibly viral. And MAGA is not only melting down in the replies, but some of them seem to be second-guessing their support for Donald Trump. I want to read you the document, but first, I've been seeing tweets such as this one in the replies that said, IDK, I want to believe that Trump is who he says he is, but we know for sure that he knew Epstein. That alone is a red flag to me. I hope I'm wrong. Ace Politics on Twitter said, he tried to cover this shit up. Holy F, what the hell did you nominate MAGA? Not to mention, Donald Trump was found civilly liable for rape just a few months back. I mean, this is a repeated pattern coming from Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. And trigger warning going forward with this video, there's going to be some sensitive content, but this Twitter thread with the report reads, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Donald Trump raped and sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl from Epstein's child sex trafficking ring multiple times. Not just any 13-year-old girl, one that looked like his daughter Ivanka, who was 13 years old that same year. Her name is Katie Johnson. Here's the complaint she filed in 2016. After being threatened with death, she dropped her case just 4 days before the election. Donald Trump is a pedophile. That's why he was such good friends with a convicted pedophile. This isn't difficult to understand. Read her entire 6-page complaint. And all of this is alleged, but the complaint reads, the plaintiff, Katie Johnson, alleges that defendants Donald J. Trump and Jeffrey E. Epstein did willfully and with extreme malice violate her civil rights by sexually and physically abusing plaintiff Johnson by forcing her to engage in various perverted and depraved sex acts by threatening physical harm to plaintiff Johnson and also her family. The plaintiff, Katie Johnson, alleges that the defendants, Donald J. Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, also did willfully and with extreme malice violate her civil rights by conspiring to deny plaintiff Johnson her civil rights by making her their sex slave. The plaintiff, Katie Johnson, alleges she was subject to extreme sexual and physical abuse by the defendants, Trump and Epstein, including forcible rape during a 4-month time span covering the months of June to September 1994, when plaintiff Johnson was still only a minor of age 13. The plaintiff alleges she was enticed by promises of money and a modeling career to attend a series of underage sex parties held at the New York residence of defendant Jeffrey E. Epstein and attended by Donald J. Trump. And keep in mind, while these are all allegations, that does map on perfectly to how Jeffrey Epstein used to lure his other victims. He would entice them through money. He would also use Ghislaine Maxwell to help him out. The report then details how the 13-year-old Katie Johnson was forced to pleasure Donald Trump in multiple ways. They are disgusting details that I won't read out loud. And before I point out the total hypocrisy with MAGA here, I want you to watch this clip of Donald Trump on Fox and Friends. Now, Fox edited out this clip of Donald Trump being asked about Jeffrey Epstein, but he hesitates before saying yes to declassifying the Epstein files, and even says that this could affect a lot of people's lives. I wonder who he's talking about.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would
I
you,
did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
Donald Trump's answer there was incredibly telling, but remember about 2 weeks back when I reported on the story of Donald Trump's pastor, the pastor that he appointed to help him when he was in the White House, Robert Morris, admitting that he sexually abused a 12-year-old girl, and then MAGA conveniently did not say a word about it. Fox News did not cover it. None of the right-wing outlets covered it because they want MAGA and the Republicans in America to stay insulated in their little bubble. I can't tell you how many times I've been called a pedophile by a Republican simply for supporting President Biden. They think that all Democrats are pedophiles or want to harm children, but when actual Trump allies begin to harm children and hurt them and sexually abuse them, when Donald Trump himself has been found civilly liable for rape and has been credibly accused by over 20 women, MAGA prefers to bury their head in the sand. I saw Marjorie Taylor Greene speak a few months back, and she said this verbatim. I'll never forget it. She said, said, "The Democrats are the party of pedophiles," and the entire crowd started to cheer. So I don't want to hear anything from MAGA when the leader of your guys' party, the man who has the entire party wrapped around his finger, has been credibly accused of sexually assaulting women and raping women more than 20 times. This document continues. On the third occasion involving the defendant, Donald J. Trump, the plaintiff, Katie Johnson, was forced to engage in an unnatural lesbian sex act with her fellow minor and sex slave, Maria Doe, age 12, for the sexual enjoyment of Donald Trump. Apparently, after this act, both girls were forced to pleasure Donald Trump at the same time. Absolutely revolting. Johnson then explains how in the fourth and final sexual act with Donald Trump, she was tied to a bed, forcibly raped while she was screaming, "Please wear a condom," and then Donald Trump threw money in her face and said, "Go get an effing abortion." If any of these accusations are true, then Donald Trump is a far worse human being than we could have imagined. But again, we don't know if they are 100% true because they never made it to court and no evidence was actually ever presented. But then Katie Epstein went on to explain the sexual encounter she had with Jeffrey Epstein, and they seem to map on perfectly to what he did with other victims who actually provided evidence. She said that he was forced to give her a full body massage while he was completely naked, and we have heard similar reports from other people, and these reports have been proven true. So again, I'm sick and tired of MAGA projecting with everything. They call Joe Biden a criminal. They want to impeach Joe Biden. They say Joe Biden is a threat to democracy and a pedophile, when Donald Trump is the one who is an actual threat to democracy. Donald Trump, again, has been credibly accused of sexually assaulting many women. Donald Trump is the one who is losing his mind on a daily basis and wants to push our country into a Christian theocracy, yet people like to bury their heads in the sand. I think we need an effective Democratic Party that can unite on messaging and show that Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy, that the Supreme Court is working on behalf of Donald Trump right now. Because at the moment, the Democratic Party is so split that we have people wanting this, people wanting this. We can't unite and have a cohesive message. And right now, Donald Trump is just steamrolling through our democracy. But it still blows my mind that Donald Trump was ever in the Oval Office for a first time. And we will make sure we fight day in and day out until Election Day to make sure Donald Trump never steps foot in the Oval Office again. This is somebody who is not equipped whatsoever to deal with the problems facing our country today, and we need to spread the word. There are many ways we can get our voices out there, so don't lose hope. We can phone bank, we can canvass, we can donate to the Democrats, we can make sure we vote and make sure our family members vote, offer people rides, spread the word about Donald Trump's false elector scheme. There are so many ways that your voice can be heard in our democracy, and make sure you take advantage of those avenues. Either way, my name is Mockler. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the video, comment a blue heart if you made it this far, hit that subscribe button, and have a great day.